lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go, show recaps, predictions, sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps, Predictions, Sports. Let go.
What is going on, everyone? It's the EVP from the EVP Show, and we are live for Sunday night scoops with the EVP. Sorry for the late delay. I was watching the end of the golf tournament, and they are going to sudden death. So, 4 more holes. Stress. Picked the long shot, so had a chance to win, and he missed the putt. So they're going to 18. They're going to sudden death. But yeah, welcome into Sunday night scoops with the EVP. I'll give it a few minutes for some people to get on while we're waiting. Just once I thank you again to everyone that subscribed to the EVP Show channel. I finally hit the 200 subscriber mark, actually at 202. So I appreciate everything you guys are doing as far as subscribing, showing up to watch these streams every day. So it really means a lot, and I definitely appreciate it. I'm just gonna go ahead and let some people know that we're live so we can get started, because I figure this is probably going to be a very long episode. So let people know right now. Hopefully you guys have had a good weekend. And by the way, it has taken me it's taken me almost over a year to bug the shit out of Cody Rhodes. But today, actually at the gym, and I checked my phone, and I only got a follow back from the other Golden Boy, WWE, not of DWE, but of WWE, Cody Rhodes. So shout out to Cody Rhodes for giving me that follow back. I think I've been chasing him in Charlotte for a little bit over a year. So definitely excited about getting that follow back. Yeah. So it's definitely exciting, for sure. Let's get this tweet out. Let everybody know that we're alive. I don't know why people don't. Gotta set the reminder, guys. Gotta set the reminder. And tonight we due to some unfortunate circumstances. We're still streaming live on my YouTube, my X, but we are streaming live tonight. Or from, I don't know, I guess maybe the rest of the week, I'm not sure. But we're streaming from Talking Up Podcasters X page as well. So trying to tag the people that blow me up during the week so they can get in here. All right, so we got a few people in here. Go ahead and get started. I'll get my comments ready. So let's start off with some news. Obviously, I have a lot to deep dive into. I guess the first thing that we'll talk about is, what's going on, Bobby? Good to see you. I appreciate you being here. Appreciate the like on YouTube as well. So, like I said, it's been a crazy week. It's been a lot of news, a lot of discourse back and forth on social media this week. But I will start off with some unfortunate news, which I don't know the full extent of it. But I did see that Conan was hospitalized. And I believe that there was one of his limbs, his leg had to be amputated. So that's which is obviously to Conan, his family. Thoughts and prayers go out to them. I don't know the extent of anything on that. I just got that news like earlier today. Um, so some other news that kind of broke this week, which was just kind of out of nowhere, was obviously it was reported by different news outlets and all that, but Road Dogg Jesse James, when it first come out, majority of people thought that he was actually fired from the WWE, but after talking with my guy, and I think there was also a Fightful and Body Slam report as well. It was just a lot of unhappiness with the way things were shaping up creatively. He wasn't happy with a lot of things, which, like I said, I don't work behind the doors. I'm not on the creative writing team, so I don't know, what's said, what's been said to Road Dogg. I can base it off what happened on Unreal. But I can tell you for 100% fact that he was not fired. He did quit. So I don't know what's going to happen with Road Dogg. A lot of people are speculating maybe he does some sort of stint. Maybe, I don't know. I've heard a lot of people speculating on AEW, but I don't know. I don't really think he goes over there, but we'll see. Yeah, so obviously it was broke about a month or so ago that Ryan Ward was being pushed to the head of one of the head departments of creative. But just a few days ago, which she even put it on her ex that like she didn't really have much of an ex following at all. Alexander Williams was promoted from being part of the creative team up to like top notch creative for, as far as I've been told, is for like Raw. So like ever since then, I've seen Charlotte's like quote tweeted her. From what I heard, she does a phenomenal job. We'll see. I mean, I don't doubt it. I know her social media following has like blown up. So now we have Alexander Williams and Ryan Ward topping out the creative side. Obviously with Triple H. What's going on, Fanatic? I'm just getting started. I was talking about Conan's leg amputation, and then obviously Alexander Williams get promoted up to lead creative for Monday Night Raw, and then obviously we have Ryan Ward over, I'm guessing it's SmackDown. I don't know the complete details on that, but it's WWE is in an influx with creative. Like I said, there was a lot of speculation running rampant about Road Dogg, that he was fired. He was absolutely not fired. He quit. I guess either he was getting tired of it, or SmackDown was just really bad. So I'm glad WWE is making some changes. And I was told that it's a strong possibility that TKO has finally stepped in and was like, all right, enough's enough. And there possibly could be some more changes coming. I'm not talking about Triple H. I haven't seen or heard anything about his job being in jeopardy or anything like that. But a lot of changes coming to creative. So we'll see how Alexander does on Raw. She was already part of the creative, but she just kind of got bumped up to like lead for Raw. So congratulations to her. I guess we'll see. Starting tomorrow, what kind of changes we're gonna see with Monday Night Raw moving forward. So, obviously, we talked about Road Dogg, Alexander Williams, Conan, Jordan Grace, obviously was injured in a dark match a couple of days ago. Main event against Avi Nal, it's ankle injury. The severity I have not found out yet. Doesn't look good though because she's in a walking boot. So, sucked to get an injury like that. This close to WrestleMania, but WWE's kind of been struck by the injury bug going into WrestleMania. But yeah, so that's really all I have on that. Chelsea Green is getting really close to returning. She's close. I don't know how close could she be on WrestleMania. Yeah, she could possibly. So it was updated, obviously reported as well. WWE is going to heavily highlight the women on WrestleMania this year. So we're looking at least a 12-match card, and possibly even 14 matches. With the report, I believe it was from Fightful or Body Slam, saying that at least five of the matches of maybe the 6 that they're gonna have on the women's side is tentatively locked in. We obviously know 2 that's been announced. So look for a 12 to 14 match WrestleMania card, and yeah, so it's gonna be a big mania, big prediction show here on the EVP show. Gonna be a 2-hour stream for sure for that. Some Kevin Owens injury update news. Obviously, I think Fightful might have talked about it yesterday. I'm not really 100% sure. I got the news like 4 days ago. He has began to train, but he hasn't started taking bumps yet. So, he's just gonna keep training. I wouldn't expect to see Kevin Owens back before SummerSlam. This is something that they don't want to rush him back. Like I said, he hasn't even began taking the bumps yet. So, it's going to be it's not a slow process, but they don't want to rush him back. So, if you're expecting to see Kevin Owens by WrestleMania, you're not. He's hopefully we see Kevin by SummerSlam, but he's heading in the right direction. He's training. Like I said, he just hasn't gotten to the stage where he's taking any bumps and bruises or anything like that. So, let's see what else. There's just so much we could talk about. So let's talk about the Cody Rhodes Drew McIntyre situation. There's been multiple reports. It's kind of hard to pinpoint which one was accurate. There was a report that came out that said that Cody Rhodes dropped the title in order for him to be featured on the Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber to help make it a bigger draw. I don't know about that. I'm not going to say yes or no. It's a possibility. But I do know that Cody did push for Drew to win the title. Drew got to take the title home in front of his home country and all that. So, that's always a good thing. WWE, I don't know. I seen one report where it was stated that Cody Randy had been a plan since January. I don't really buy that. I'm just gonna be honest with you, talking with my guy. I don't think that's been the plan since January. I think that this is something that was just recently pivoted, maybe going back to like February, because there was one report that come out that said that Randy and Cody just found out about it like a few days before Elimination Chamber, or maybe even after Elimination Chamber. So yeah, it's Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania Night 1 main event. Obviously, I've seen all the discourse all over X, and them posting. This is one of the most disliked things on YouTube. But like I tell everybody in the chat, TKO just don't give a. They don't give a shit. They don't. They don't. When Jey Uso won the Rumble, obviously Cody's got more dislikes than when Jey won the Rumble, but I mean, he still went on to WrestleMania. He still won the title at WrestleMania. So, as I've been telling you guys, the movements and all that, TKO doesn't care. They really don't. Are they paying attention to everything online? Absolutely. They see everything, but they just choose on what they act on. It is what it is, guys. I see the complaining and everybody gets so upset, and I just tell them, like, as long as everybody continues to buy tickets and continues to buy merchandise and continues to pay for ESPN Unlimited and continues to pay for Netflix, then so what's going to happen? TKO is also heavily involved with Saudi Arabia money. So like what they did with Cody, with the Cody movement, obviously, 2 years ago at WrestleMania 40, it set them back a pretty good ways on creative. So they're not falling for these movements. They have planned for the Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton contract signing. I've seen a lot of speculation online that there may be people added to the match. It's not. The main event's going to be Cody Rhodes. I don't care how many YouTube dislikes that they have on there. It doesn't matter. There's 15 years of backstory. Seen a lot of people say the title didn't need to be involved. I mean, we've already seen them go one-on-one at King of the Ring title. So I think the title does need to be, involved. I don't really want to see this if it's a face versus face match. I think somebody needs to turn heel. And if I'm WWE and if I got the pin, which I don't think they're going to do it, because as much as you guys hate Cody and the negative movement in the IWC, they're not really basing it off of that. Like, you guys go watch the crowd reaction after Cody won the title on SmackDown and how they acted after the show went out there. There's plenty of videos online. He's still super over. Now, is he going to go into WrestleMania against Randy Orton and get booed? 100%. We're going to be rooting for Randy Orton until number 15. I've already told you guys what they're doing with the Sami Zayn and stuff. I'm not going to keep repeating it every single week. This is going to be a long, drawn-out story for Sami Zayn. Finish the story type thing. I don't think Sami Zayn gets... I think they're going to push this shit out for as long as they possibly can. I really do. I think that there's a very high possibility that Sami ends up getting a title match in Saudi Arabia, if that, with everything going on outside of wrestling. If they're still able to cinch and have WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia next year, I think that's where Sami finally does win a world championship. And it would make perfect sense if it's against Cody. And also, you guys, I don't know which way they're going. I haven't gotten that information yet. I know a lot of people are already saying it's a lock that Randy's winning. I don't think it's a lock. I don't. Because Cody just won the title. It just depends on which way they go with it. Like I said, information is very scattered right now on that. I don't think they've even decided yet on a winner. My guy said that they haven't really decided. It hasn't been decided yet. So if they're going to turn Randy heel, then Randy could win the title. But I was told that this feud is going to go all the way to SummerSlam. So if Randy Orton wins the title at WrestleMania, maybe they turn Cody Rhodes heel afterwards. I don't know. Like I said, it's all very scattered right now with that information. But then you got another, from April all the way to August, September to do it. I think if he gets booed loud enough, maybe they may pivot in the middle of the match. Who knows? They're pivoting a lot. There's been a lot of changes made to this WrestleMania card due to injuries, pivots, ticket sales. I think ticket sales is like probably it's up there at the top, but I think injuries has a lot to do with that. But Randy Orton is not a lock to win at WrestleMania. So I've seen it all over the line, all over the internet that it's locked. It's not locked. It has not been decided yet. I'll get more information as the weeks get closer on that, but I do feel like somebody has to turn heel. Whether Randy turned before WrestleMania, if that happens, then it's a very high likelihood that Randy Orton wins the title at WrestleMania. Or they could have Cody Rhodes finally turn heel. I just don't know what they're going to do. They're scared to turn him heel. It is what it all boils down to because of the merch sales. Who's going to take his spot and fill in all these voids, which even though he's one half of the IWC hates Cody Rhodes, like I said, they're going off of crowd reactions. They're not going off of what people say on the internet. They're just not. They see it, but they don't give a shit. I'm just telling you right now, all the movements and all that, it's all cute, fine and dandy and all that, but they don't care. But that is the match, one-on-one. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton will main event night 1. Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu. Drew will be leaving after WrestleMania, go film Highlander. So I feel like, and was told, Drew will be written off TV after WrestleMania. So fully expect Jacob Fatu to maybe obliterate him. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to play that angle, but he'll be written off. So obviously he'll take a loss again, which would be good for Jacob. Jacob needs to get a big high-profile win in WrestleMania. I've seen people saying, "Oh, Drew's going to get put back in," or maybe they do. Maybe they get back to the Fatal 4-Way. I mean, at some point, like the Fatal 4-Way was like mentioned, and it was definitely being considered. But like I said, ticket sales and just a plain pivot, back to Cody and Randy. They wanted some unpredictability for the Elimination Chamber. Obviously, Rio wasn't too unpredictable, but having Cody win would have just been very predictable. So they changed it up. Randy won the Chamber. I don't like how they got to the match, but I do feel like because of the 15 years of history that they're going to be able to tell a great story leading up to WrestleMania. We still got 6+ weeks or whatever. So I would just tell everybody just to chill out and just give it a shot and just see how it turns out. One of them are going heel. Whoever walks out of WrestleMania is viewed going all the way to SummerSlam. So seeing a report that SummerSlam was a big show, it definitely is. Because I feel like we're going to get Orton Rhodes again at SummerSlam, and I've heard rumblings possibly we may get Roman Breaker or Roman Seth Rollins at SummerSlam on the other night 2 main event. So let's talk about the final boss, The Rock. People even speculated he was in the crate, which was just absolutely asinine for anybody to think. As far as I know right now, Roman Rock is planned for WrestleMania 43 in Saudi. Punk Austin, and if I had to guess, I would say Cody Sammy for the Undisputed Championship, Saudi Arabia, WrestleMania 43. So yeah, we got a long road to WrestleMania, guys. But I do want to shift gears a little bit and just talk about some creative direction on, some of the plans. Obviously, we got Liv Morgan, Stephanie Balcour, Rhea Ripley, Jade Cargill. I'll talk about them shortly. All the stuff on Twitter and all that. We saw number one contenders crowned, Damian Priest and R-Truth on Friday. Where do we go from here? That was another thing that was kind of questionable to me. I kind of figured we were gonna top this feud off with the Wyatt Six, and still could. But I don't know. It's all over the place right now. It really is. Liv, Stephanie, Rhea, Jade, Randy, Roman Punk, those 4 matches. Drew, Jacob, 5. Dominic did lose the Intercontinental Championship Monday. I asked my guy. He said that, Dom just hasn't defended. Penta's had this was the 4th Intercontinental. Instead of them going with the Lucha Brothers against the Usos, due to the injuries and stuff, to Bronson Reed, to Braun Breaker, they had to pivot. So, still believe the match is going to be Dom versus Ben at WrestleMania. Does it have to be a title? No, it don't. We can still get the Demon back. Could they go into a triple threat with Penta? I mean, I think they need to in order to get Penta's title on the card. What's going on, Wrestling RUS? What's going on with PETA tomorrow? What do you mean? Not sure what you're talking about. What going on with PETA tomorrow? I haven't seen anything on that. But yeah, Dominant fans still a plan. Could it be moved to a triple threat with Penta? Absolutely. LA Knight just recently reported on a podcast like he doesn't even know the direction on what he's going to do at WrestleMania. I have fucking no clue what he's doing at WrestleMania. As of right now, the plans are the Usos to defend the tag team championships against Logan Paul and Austin Theory. I know there's been a lot of speculation running rampant about Seth Rollins, maybe facing Brock Lesnar because, Seth just took out Paul Monday. But I'm just going to tell you this. I don't have 100% confirmation on this, but they have not mentioned Brian Breaker on TV for a few weeks. And I told you guys countless times, show after show after show, they're running these mask angles and hopes that they get their planned match, which is Seth Rollins versus Brian Breaker. I was told yesterday that they're keeping that shit very, they're trying not to talk about him online. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see Brian Breaker here maybe tomorrow, if not tomorrow, at least by the time they get to Madison Square Garden, hopefully. I still told that as of right now, tentatively, the match is still Seth Rollins versus Brian Breaker at WrestleMania. They still have high hopes that he is going to be able to return. It's not going to be Seth and Brock. It's damn sure not going to be LA Knight and Brock. Over Brock is the way they're setting Ova up with answering all these challenges. Brock Lesnar will be back on Raw. I believe it's on the 16th. So I do believe that we're still going with Ova versus Brock. So as far as the women's tag team championships, Rhea and Io dropped. Fully expected it, said it. Rhea won the chamber. I'll talk about Rhea and them shortly once I get done with the WrestleMania stuff. So, from last what I was told, which was a few days ago, look for a multi-women match at WrestleMania for those tag belts. Charlotte Flair and Alexa are going to be included in that. Nia Jax and obviously Lash Legend are the champs. Could see Bayley and Lyra Valkyria thrown in there. Could see Kiana James and Julia, which I would prefer to see Julia defend the U.S. title, but I don't think that's going to happen unless it's against Kiana James, unless Kiana turns on her. I don't think that Julia. I mean, she just ate a pin as the U.S. champion on SmackDown, so I don't really see Julia defending the title on the card, but I could see her and Kiana being inserted into that match. And last but not least, I mean, that's 4 teams right there. You got Bayley and Lyra, Nia and Lash, Charlotte and Alexa, Kiana and Julia, and the Bella Twins, because they are going to be inserted into that tag team match at WrestleMania. Nikki Bella quote tweeted the celebration, and so I know they've been off TV, but I watched their podcast. I follow them a lot, and Nikki said that both of them had food poisoning, and it was just they just took a little bit of time off from like exhaustion. Obviously they both have children, and all of that. So the Bella Twins will be involved with the tag titles at WrestleMania. Now the men's tag team championships, like I said, the Usos against Austin Theory and Logan Paul. Jelly Roll has been seen twice in a row. I know everybody's speculating on maybe what Jelly Roll could do. I was told yesterday I don't think he's gonna have a match. Maybe he could be like he's gonna be like a host or something like that. Obviously, we know the first hour of night 1 is gonna be on ESPN 2. First hour of night 2 is gonna be on ESPN. So a lot of rumblings that's going on right now. I think Jelly Roll could possibly be a host. I don't see him being inserted into any type of program unless I just don't see who could be with. I was told yesterday and the day before yesterday that it's going to be Carmelo Hayes defending the United States Championship against the Mad Dragon, the Dragunov. It's not going to be a multi-person match. Appreciate that, Bobby. I do believe that it's going to be Carmelo and Dragunov for that United States title. Also, Trick Williams and Sami Zayn is also the plan. So, that's a lot of matches right there that I've given for you guys. Trick and Sami still the plan for WrestleMania. Seth Bryan over Brock. It's going to be now the men's tag team championship, SmackDown. Right now, there's 2 separate pitches. But I believe that's going to be a pre-show match. Honestly, I really do. If the Wyatts are not inserted, which I still think they find a way to get back inserted into that, I believe that's like a pre-show match. I'm just being honest with you guys. There's just not a lot of going on with either tag titles as far as the men's goes. Ultimately, the plan is for Bo Dallas to get that lantern back at some point. So I would expect them to get added somehow. If they don't, then maybe Priest and R-Truth end up. They need to be on the card. Priest does, and especially R-Truth. So I feel like there could be something there. I know you guys are hoping to see Danhausen in the ring. I don't think that's happening anytime soon. WWE Creative is super pleased with the merch sales. I think he's super funny. Now he's with them. He cursed Dom And I talked about that a little bit last week. I feel like they're going to work some angles with Dom. He'll probably end up dropping that AAA title. And ultimately, I think he ends up losing Liv too over this curse. And I've been talking about that for a couple of weeks. I could see Dom maybe going. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with Dom as far as Liv goes, but he could lose Liv. If it was me personally, I'd like to see him cost Liv and go to Stephanie Vaquer, and Vaquer goes heel. Like I said, because I've already told you guys that the Liv Stephanie feud is going to go all the way to Italy. I do believe they saved Julia and Io Sky for Italy. Julia's heavily rooted there in Italy, and I think that's going to be the plan there. That's why I don't really know what they're going to do with Julia unless she fights with Tiffany Stratton. But rumors going around, Tiffany Stratton got a bodybuilding competition that weekend, so I don't even know if she's on the card. If she is, will she be against Chelsea Green, or will she go against Julia? A lot of stuff still up in the air on that. So we kind of covered the tag titles on both brands. Let's talk about the AJ Lee situation. Oh my God, this is a shit show with that. So obviously, creatively, it was the right call for them to put the title back on AJ in Chicago. Have her and Punk, both retain the titles. It made sense in Chicago. So what's next for Becky? Everybody's like, oh well, Becky's. AJ said she come on Raw. She issued an open challenge. Nobody showed up. I think Becky's done with AJ. I don't. But there are several other pitches that are out there right now. Obviously, we're gonna see that the gauntlet match tomorrow with Raquel Rodriguez, Io Sky, Asuka, Ivy Nile, Bayley, and Lyra Valkyria. So what I've been told is Io Sky should win that gauntlet match tomorrow, and Asuka end up costing Io Sky against AJ Lee. I seen a report earlier, I believe it was from Meltzer, that said Asuka versus Kyrie may be the match for Mania. I wasn't told that. I was told it was going to be Io and Asuka, and Kyrie ends up siding with Io and finally turns on, not heel, but goes back good, like on the babyface side with Io. They could do Kyrie Asuka, but I don't know if that's a WrestleMania match. Putting Io Sky on the card against Asuka. They teased it. It was supposed to happen a long time ago. They got away from it. I think they go back to it. Now, as far as AJ Lee's title, as much as I hate to say it, I don't think she's done with Becky, but I don't think it's going to be one-on-one. I think that they are holding out hopes. Obviously, Roxanne Perez is, just had a small benign something removed from her back, so she's making her way back. We could possibly get AJ versus Roxanne at WrestleMania. Roxanne is like a huge AJ Lee fan. That's what I was told yesterday. I know AJ Lee's not walking out of WrestleMania with the Intercontinental Championship. One crazy pitch that's been pitched, and like I said, I don't know how many legs it has. It sounds pretty much absurd, but they've been running this angle over and over and over and over and over. Seen it reported. Like I said, I asked my guy. I don't know how much legs it has behind it, but they're really running the shit out of this Becky Lynch Jessica Carr angle. If the card's stacked enough, could they really do Becky and Jessica Carr? I hope not. But it's definitely something that's been thrown out there. I don't think it personally happens, but I could see maybe a Becky, Roxanne, and AJ triple threat as well. Because I still think that Becky's gonna find her way back. She's gotta have a WrestleMania match. So I believe it's either Becky AJ again. With Becky getting the title back, she hasn't beat AJ yet. Or they do Roxanne versus AJ at WrestleMania. So still got a few more things, and I'll start getting to the questions, guys. I'm going to give you guys about 30 to 45 minutes on questions. So let's talk about the Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley situation. So I read all the reports. I talked to my guy on the phone yesterday for about 30 minutes about this. So basically what I was told was back when Jade Cargill when they had the whole whodunit situation with Jade and Bianca. Well, obviously before we get to that, Bianca and Jade was always the plan for WrestleMania. I'm sidetracked. And if you guys have never broken a knuckle, the recovery, there's nerve damage that goes into that knuckle. So there is no timetable right now for Bianca's return. It could take a long time to come back from something like that, because you don't know what kind of nerve damage was done. But that was the original plan. Rhea was not the plan. So there is no story. Like they acted like they were going to do Charlotte and Jade, which I thought for sure that was going to be the match, because they teased it like 2 or 3 different times. But they went with the safer option, the cash cow, the moneymaker, Rhea Ripley, which she is going to beat Jade Cargill at WrestleMania for that Women's SmackDown Championship. You can bookmark that. It's happening. Let's talk about the whole online beef stuff with Jade and Rhea, and I'll give you guys my side of the story. So when this whole whodunit situation happened, from what I was told, Jade Cargill asked for personal time off, and that's the reason why that happened. There is a lot of backstage heat on Jade. And there is ultimately heat with Jade and Rhea. So it did kind of start off as, so it's really hard to pinpoint this. So basically, there's a lot of heat on Jade about she's hard to work with. She doesn't want to, defend the title. She's very snooty and cocky and all of that backstage. Like I said, she asked to be off, and that's why they wrote her off of TV on the whodunit stuff. When she got thrown through the car window. But then a source close to Jade stated that a lot of the information provided on Jade Cargill was not true. That Jade Cargill ultimately is a type A personality. Which I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it distinguishes someone that has a very competitive nature, sometimes hard to get along with others. But WWE stepped in and said, we're going to do what we have to do to make this work. So, I saw the Piper Niven chiming in, the Chelsea Green, and the Nia Jax. So ultimately, there was no build for this match. Is there backstage heat on Jade? 1,000,000% there is. Is she liked backstage? Nope, she's not. She wasn't liked in AEW. And I also saw another report, and this is sidetracked, about Cody Rhodes and AEW. So Cody, I saw somebody wrote something on X, and it was just absolutely completely untrue. And I was just going to set the record straight here on Sunday Scoop. Cody Rhodes put himself into a match in AEW to where he could never challenge for the AEW World Championship, because he set himself up perfectly. He knew that once he comes to WWE, that he was going to be a big star, and he was going to ultimately get to finish that story. and win that world title in WrestleMania. So Cody Rhodes wasn't that person in AEW that was putting himself in title matches. He took himself completely out of the title picture. He said, he put himself in the match similar to what they're doing right now, to where, if he loses, like they're running that same angle again that Cody was in, where the person loses, they can't challenge for the title again. Cody couldn't challenge for the title again. Ultimately, he knew he'd come to WWE. And ultimately, what happened at WrestleMania 40, he finished the story, and now he's 3-time champion. Creatively, could they have done better about switching the titles all these times? Yeah, I mean, I don't like the way they flip-flop around everything. But hold on a second. Just got a text to make sure it wasn't from my guy. Sorry. So back to the Jay stuff. So like I said, is there really heat on Jade Cargill? Yes. But a source close to her that works with Jade Cargill very closely says she's a type A personality, so it's difficult for her. She has this. You guys will just have to look up what type A personality means in order to really figure it out. Jade Cargill has the same sort of she's being done the same exact way that she was done in AEW. She's similar to a Goldberg. Like she's not gonna go out there and put a 20 to 30-minute banger on. She's gonna win matches fast. She's strong. She has athleticism. Her aesthetics are unbelievable. She's built like, she looks great, phenomenal. Can she wrestle? Nope, not a lick. But that's not what she's made for. She's made to go out there and beat people fast and go on about her day. So ultimately, WWE is taking this heat, and they've talked to Rhea, they've talked to Piper, they've talked to Chelsea, they've talked to Nia Jax, and this is a way to build that Rhea Ripley Jade Cargill match for WrestleMania, because there is no build. She was never the plan. There was only one small little tease backstage. So like this online Twitter shit is just a way to get to fuel that beat. So for me, it makes a total sense. Do I like that they come out and shook hands and all that shit? No, I don't. But you can tell WWE had a huge part to say in that, because they do not like each other at all. But it's a similar like to a work shoot type thing where WWE is going to take full advantage of the heat, but they're not going to let it go to where they went to the extent last year with Charlotte and Tiffany, where Tiffany started talking about Charlotte's divorces and all of that. So forth and so on. But they are going to capitalize on this, because that's the only way they can build this match. There is no build for this match at the end of the day. So this is a great way for them to use social media in their promos to build this match, to get people invested in Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill, because it is a big high profile match at WrestleMania. So that's all I have on Rhea and Jade. I've seen everything that's been said. It's work, shoot. It's kind of both. But WWE is going to use it to their advantage to build this match. Hopefully, creative Triple H and all them, Nick Khan, Ari Emanuel, all them, they've had a talk with everybody backstage and the social media stuff. Now, will we still see stuff on social media? Probably so, because I think that's how they're going to have to do the Roman Rock stuff, because Rock's not going to show up every week. So, I think there's going to be a lot of social media stuff with them, but they're family. It's a whole different story. There is a lot of backstage heat on Jade, but at the end of the day, the WWE is going to take full advantage of that, but they're not going to let it go overboard. But they are going to use it to build up this Jade Cargill Rhea Ripley match at WrestleMania because there is no story. So like it's not like with Cody and Randy that goes back 15 years. Like there's no fucking story with these two. So in order to build this match, they take the shit from social media, they plug it in. There you go. We got the build. Hopefully the promos are better. I watched DW Radio yesterday. I listened to Unseen Bling Queen. I agree with everything she said. I think that Rhea's built the same way, but her character is great. She's the most over female on the roster. It made total sense to put her in the match. I don't think Rhea is the best wrestler on the planet either. I think that's Io Sky. I don't like how they broke Rhea and Io up, but it is what it is on that. That's WWE. I did agree with everything I heard her say on DW Radio yesterday. I don't like them just shaking hands up, but I think that's all creative. But I do think it's going to eventually begin to open up as we get closer to WrestleMania. Because if not, nobody's going to be invested in this match. I mean, Rhea's winning anyway, you guys. And we still haven't seen that Rhea-Bianca match. So if Bianca's able to come back, you can probably look for that at either SummerSlam or the next WrestleMania. I don't see Jade Cargill winning that title back because, like I said, there's too much shit going on backstage with her. They're taking the title off her. Rhea's a cash cow. She's not literally a cow, but she's a cash bringer. She brings the cash in, so it makes total sense. I mean, I don't hate it, but I hope that we can get a better bill for it. But I'm almost an hour in, guys, and I'm still like going over all the news and stuff. So that's it for me, guys, for the news. It's going to get more and more and more and more up until WrestleMania. So I am going to open it up now to the questions. So you guys fire away, and I'll start going through the comments. Hope Jordan Grace gets better soon. Yeah, I don't know how long she's going to be out, but she will miss WrestleMania. One other thing. Royce Keys. So I've heard a lot of speculation. Royce Keys, Powerhouse Hobbs. I think it makes the most sense for them to not have him get involved right now in a WrestleMania program. So if they're going to do something with Aleister Black, maybe LA Knight, I hate to say it, which is just crazy to say, and Royce Keys, I personally think and was told there's a possibility that Royce could win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and then come in after Raw or after WrestleMania, and then start some sort of build then. But right now, throwing him into a WrestleMania build, who's it going to be with? And what story are they going to be able to tell? So, that's that. And obviously, just some names in LFG Season 3. Zena Linton, Maxine Dupree's husband, Anthony Luke, is coming back. Serena Linton, Zena Sterling, Kendall Gray, I don't know the guy's name, but whoever Thea Hell's dating, Shady El Lamas, I think that's how you say his name. Tiffany Stratton's boyfriend, he's also on there. Kevin Owens and Natty are going to be coaches this season. LFG Season 3 will start April 26th. And I will be covering it live here on the EVP show. Quick couple of announcements before I get to the questions. I will be doing a stand and deliver prediction show. I will be putting a post out Wednesday about that. It's 2 weeks before WrestleMania this year instead of WrestleMania weekend. So if you want to be on that, make sure that you comment under the post on Twitter or DM me. As far as WrestleMania goes, I'll also do a stand and deliver recap. But as far as WrestleMania goes, I will not be doing a separate night 1 and night 2 prediction show. I will not. I'm going to do one big prediction show, and then I will recap night 1 and night 2. One little last tidbit of news. Obviously, we saw David Finlay re-sign back with AEW. From what I was told, he was offered not a too great of an offer by WWE. he was going to go down to NXT. And ultimately, Tony Khan, AEW offered him more money, better situation, better creative, I guess. So David Finlay is back with AEW. So that's the story on that. I don't know what you mean by that. What's going on with PETA tomorrow, PETA? I have no idea on that. Are they going to change things with Cody getting a lot of dislikes? Nope, they're not. They're not changing it. So everybody that's hoping for that, they're not changing it. Cody, Randy, Drew Jacobs is a match at WrestleMania. 2 matches. Cody, Randy for the Undisputed Championship. They're not changing anything with that. It's locked in. So they could have 1 million dislikes. They don't care. Like I said, TKO is only paying attention to crowd reaction. They're not paying attention to all this bullshit that people buying YouTube dislikes, or they're not paying attention to all that. No, nobody being added to that match. Sammy Trick, Cody Randy, Carmella Dragunov, Jacob Drew. Jacob Drew will be written off TV and he's going to be on. So nobody's being added. Are they really doing 6 women matches? Yeah, that's what I was told. That's a very strong possibility because I don't think they're going to be as highly profiled at next WrestleMania because it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. At least 5. But I would say they are going to end up doing 6. Roxanne hurt, yeah. Not hurt, but she had a little small thing removed off her back. It was benign. But she could be coming back for WrestleMania. I think ultimately, if it was me, if they're not going to run Becky and AJ back, I have Roxanne for that Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania. That's Roxanne grew up idolizing AJ, and I think that would tell a great story there. AJ Lee is not walking out of WrestleMania with the Intercontinental Championship. Do you have any news which every wrestler could accept Lady Flammer's challenge at Triple H? She did a promo saying she wants someone for Raw or SmackDown. I didn't see the promo, and I don't get a whole lot of Triple H information. It could be anybody. That's a great question. I don't know. I'm just going to tell you I don't know. I didn't watch Triple A. I don't really get a whole lot of news. But I will ask, Bobby, just like I asked about the Serena Lynn thing, and I told you last night. I will ask and see. Yes, Harlan Lewis is also on LFG. Do you hear any news of WWE or TNA interested in Ricky Sosa? Yeah, TNA, he's supposed to be debuting on TNA this week. So, I believe he's supposed to be having a match this week. I think if we're talking about the same guy, I think he's supposed to be having a match on TNA this week. If we're talking about the same guy. Not sure. Come on, guys. I know you guys are blowing my DMs up all damn week, so this is the time. I'm opening the questions up. Where are you at, wrestling? I mean, where you at? Not Bobby, but I will find out on that. I believe he's somebody debuting that's never wrestled on the European this week on TNA. So I will find out about this AAA thing though. Shout out to the Unseen Blinghausen of DWE podcast. I just talked about her earlier about how I agree with a lot of the stuff she said about the Rhea and Jade stuff. So if you guys go back and watch what I said, what they plan on doing with the Rhea Jade situation, but I did agree with everything that she said about the situation on DW Radio yesterday. So good stuff there. Make sure you give her a follow. Make sure you give Talk It Up Wrestling Podcast, which I'm streaming live to right now. Follow. She's one half of that. And DW Radio, Director Reg, and World of Greg as well. And everyone affiliated with Gimmick Table Media. And I got a follow up from Cody Rhodes today. So you guys celebrate. Yeah, you guys should be celebrating with me. All right, here comes the questions. Would you prefer 16 matches on both nights if Mania has an early start time? I don't think we get 16 matches. 14. 14 top. 7. I don't want 16 matches, no. I was told 12 to 14. 14 man max. After WWE finally catches on their creator after 2 years, what can you see next? We'll always see Triple H finally put. I mean, we got new creative. Ryan Ward's new. I mean, not new, but running shit. Alexandra Williams is new head creative of Raw. So yeah, creative is behind because of this stupid ass movement that was done 2 years ago. That's why they're not listening to that shit anymore. Like I said, again, I will reiterate it. TKO and Triple H, and they have a team that pays attention to everything on social media. But what they act on doesn't mean a hill of beans on what's on social media. They react to what they want to react to, and it goes off of crowd reactions. So is Cody going to get booed at WrestleMania? Yes. And that's why I think if they don't pull the freaking trigger to pull my guy that just followed me, the other Golden Boy of WWE, not DWE, Cody Rhodes, which I can't play that damn video because YouTube almost fucking copyrighted me yesterday. Thank God I didn't get a strike. My channel got shut down. Shit, Cody, I love the Apollo, man, but I can't be getting a fucking YouTube channel shut down because I fucking played your video you went in the title. I can't be playing that shit anymore. Creative. There are. I said this earlier in the show. There are going to be more creative changes. So, when you said WWE creative change continue, could you also see new outsider writers join, like Gabe Sapolsky and Jeremy Borash in their future? Could CM Punk join creative when it's done? Haven't heard anything about Sapolsky and Borash. I mean, anything's possible. I told you that in the DM already. Yeah, CM Punk does want to work with NXT. I don't know if he takes Shawn Michaels' job, but I definitely can see him working with the talent and developmental and stuff when he retires. Your thoughts on Dr. Wagner when he accepted Carmelo? I loved it. Loved it. I love seeing Carmelo is fucking killing it. I love the creative that they're doing with Carmelo Hayes. I was hoping for Carmelo Trick WrestleMania, but Trick's just so over right now. Trick is gonna be a world champion. I don't think it's gonna be very long. I really don't. He's so over right now. But the story they're telling, and what I was told from my source, is they're gonna run Carmelo and Dragunov at WrestleMania. Dominant Finn non-title unless they add Penta to it, which they should, so that the IC title can be involved. That was something for Penta to drop the title, but if he is inserted in that and is a triple threat, then Finn Balor would win the Intercontinental Championship. So I love the Dr. Wagner thing. I love them evolving and bringing people outside of WWE, SmackDown, and Raw to challenge Carmelo. So I loved it, and it was a fucking banger match. AJ Styles revealed on his podcast that he has a new role with WWE Scouting Talent and helping undiscovered get into WWE ID. So basically, does it mean top tier international talent? Yes, 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 and yes. That is what he's going to be doing. You're absolutely correct. You have any news on who beats Kendall Gray for WWE Evolve Women's Champ? I don't. I thought it was going to be PJ Vasa. I thought it was going to be Carmen Petrovich, which Carmen just scored a victory on the main event over Ivy Nile. So I don't know what they're doing. Kendall Gray is eventually going to get that NXT title. But it's going to be a while. I don't know. She may hold it for a lot longer. To be honest with you, Bobby. One other bit of news, but before I get into any more questions that I got, I just saw my notes that I didn't want to talk about. This is not WWE. It's NXT related. So they made the match official for not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. Saw Ruka, JC Jane, and Zarya in a triple threat. So there's two pitches right now. One is to have some kind of funky finish on NXT, so that Soul, JC, and Zarya can run it back and stand and deliver, where Zarya ends up winning that NXT championship, and Soul and JC Jane come up. There's always been a lot of friction with Fallon Henley and JC Jane. So the other pitch is to have Fallon and Laney Reed turn on JC Jane on NXT during that triple threat match, cost her the title, or beat her up after she loses the title, and we could see JC Jane against Fallon Henley, possibly even Laney Reed. Who knows? Like, maybe they're gonna split Fatal Influence completely up, because they're all stars in their own manner. So those are the two pitches to keep JC Jane involved and stand and deliver. So either she's going to be in the triple threat with Zarya and Sol Ruca, or it's going to be some kind of angle with Fatal Influence. But I do not have any idea who's beating Kendall Gray. I don't. I thought PJ Vasa, and it still could be PJ Vasa. Seeing what's been going on, could we be leaning toward Dragunov and Mella? Yes. I said that earlier. I literally said, I think I said it twice. That is the plan as of less than 24 hours ago. Dragunov and Carmella for the U.S. title at WrestleMania. When will we see the Street Profits again? That's a good question. I asked and I have not got an answer back on it. But I did tell you guys Bianca's struggling a little bit with the recovery. Anytime you break a knuckle, there's nerve damage. I had it with the ankle. I still have flare-ups from time to time. So I don't know when we're going to see the Street Profits next. I have not got any update on that. What's next for Ricky Saints, Blake Monroe, Jada Parker? So Ricky Saints, they're going to have him involved in that title picture of some sort up until, or maybe him and Ethan or something like that, up until Stand and Deliver, because I do think that Ethan Page is 100% coming up after Stand and Deliver, possibly Ricky Saints, like possibly having them two joining up with the Vision. We'll see. I think Braun Breaker's coming back and facing Seth Rollins. So I don't think it's over with Blake and Jada, though. I do think that they're going to have another match. Ricky Saints is going to be pissed at Ethan. So that could lead to a match right there. And Tony D could end up going after Joe Hendry. So that could be the direction right there. My NXT source isn't as strong as my WWE source, but he was pretty spot on with predictions. So the NXT source I have, he's really new. So, but he's been doing a really good job. And I just got in touch with the TNA guy last week. So starting next week, I'll start giving you guys some TNA information. And I'm working on trying to get an AEW source as well, even though I don't watch it. Will Tatum Paxley's reign be for real this time, not a short time, like a legit reign, not for a bottom moment? Yes. Expect a pretty good reign. Tatum Paxley's had a great last 3 to 6 months. She beat JC Jane for the NXT Women's title, but she dropped it. So yeah, but I don't think by no means necessary she don't Izzy Dane, but it's not going to be a short title reign like last time with JC. Can you believe that Danhausen is a merchandise seller already? Will we have a match with Richard down the road, and when he's coming to win? Is he coming to NXT? I don't know if he's coming to NXT. I mean, I was told he was going to kind of float around from SmackDown, Raw, NXT, AAA. But now that he's involved in this angle with Miz, we'll see. Eventually, I could see him popping up in NXT. I don't think, like I said at the beginning of the program, if you guys were wanting to see Danhausen mix it up in the ring, I mean, eventually the bell's going to have to ring, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. I think a majority of his work, he's selling the hell out of merch already. So a majority of his work, and he's doing great work, is going to be done behind the outside of the ring. backstage, cursing people and all this other stuff. So I don't know when he's going to be in a match. I don't expect it to be anytime soon. I think they're just going to keep running these angles like they're doing right now. For right now, you could see him pop up in NXT and AAA as well. Could we see Penta do open challenges? He said he was going to be a fighting champion. I mean, you could. You could. I just don't know who the challenger is going to be unless that's a great question. Unless it could Finn Balor could come out and answer that challenge. And then Dom could ultimately call Finn Balor, and then that leads to the triple threat. Because I did say there were two pitches, Penta, Finn, and Dom for the Aussie title, which would put the Aussie Championship on the line at WrestleMania, or just regular Finn and Dom for no title, which I don't like it, but it's been teased for a long time. It needs to happen. Get the Demon back, the face turn for Finn. Could Uriah Connor be the breakout star of Birthright Stable and possibly win a singles title in NXT? I haven't heard of him winning a singles title, but he is going to be a breakout star. There's just a lot of talent there right now. Tony D is going to eventually win that title and hold it for a while. Miles Bourne is getting pushed to the moon. So, breakout star, yes. Winning a title soon, no. Could we see B5 turn on Meechin on Friday? That's a great question. I talked to my guy and I said, is there any chance that Jade beats Rhea at WrestleMania? And he said about a 2% chance. And if she does, it's because B5 and Meechin actually help Jade Cargill. I don't see B5 turn on Meechin though. I don't. Could it happen? Yes, but I haven't been told that it will. Could Jordan Grace injury cause more call-ups before Mania? No, they're not calling anybody up before Mania. Do you think we'll see Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy again in WWE? 100%. 100% we are. Will Johnny Gargano finally return to NXT soon? Because I feel bad for him at this point. He may be AEW bound. I think so. I don't know what he's going to do. I heard a lot of back and forth chatter. I asked. I didn't get an answer. Because there's nothing specific. I mean, I don't think they really want to see DIY again in AEW. So, like, if he is gonna go to AEW, maybe Candice could be like his manager or something, or Candice could join the women's division there in AEW. I don't watch AEW, so I can't really give you a lot of info on that, but they got to do something with them because squash match by Oba, been laying on a crate. Either send him back down to NXT or re-sign him, let him go to AEW. Will LA Knight win a world title eventually, and if so, will it be here? Down? Will it be a year? I don't understand the question. Will LA Knight win a world title eventually, and if so, will it be here? Down like rain? No, LA Knight's not winning a world title. If he does, Roman Reigns is going to hold that Raw title for at least up until WrestleMania 43, past WrestleMania 43. He's going to have a long ass title reign with that Raw title. The LA Knight is not winning a world title, so everybody can give up on that. He is officially buried. I mean, I can see him maybe being in the fucking Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, honestly. If David Finlay becomes a top AEW star within 5 and 6 years and win a world title international, could you see WWE get a second go? No. Nope. TKO too big of an ego. I think David Finlay where he needs to be in AEW. Do you see Leon Slater in the WWE ring again? Yep, 100%. I definitely do. At WrestleMania, possibly, and maybe in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't know, but big program right now, but yeah, he's going to be in the WWE ring again. Would you be surprised if we get a double turn where Trick goes face and Sammy turns heel? Nope, not at all. Not at all. That is the plan. That is the plan. Sammy's not gonna win a world title for a year. So we're not getting Cody Sammy at Backlash or Cody Sammy at fucking Italy or Cody or Randy Sammy. We're not getting any of that. So I usually write these questions for the show before I go on, so keep in mind I might still ask some even if you answer. Okay, that's fine. No problem. It's not worried. I don't mind the questions. What's the second thing that Tony D going after the NXT Championship? I think I've told you that before. Who could see Ariana Grace defending TNA? Tessa Blanchard. Lana Black. I don't know. The list is endless. She's gonna have a pretty decent reign, but she's not gonna drop it immediately. There's a long list. Tessa Blanchard, Lana Black. I can't remember the way they say her first name. Morris Sade or something. I believe that's correct. Jakara Jackson from WWE. There's a lot of people that can challenge her. So, what's going on with Brock's Open Challenge? Open Family's going to answer that at WrestleMania. This shit's going to go on until WrestleMania. Open's going to come out and answer. The match is over Brock. So, it's not Seth. Seth and Braun, I'm telling you guys. And there ain't nobody else fucking reported this shit because I would have seen it or heard about it. Seth and Braun is still the plan. So, unless he can't go, they may pivot. But that's why they've been running this mask angle. Over Brock is the match for WrestleMania. And Seth Braun. So you guys heard it here first on Scoops that Braun Breaker shows up on Raw tomorrow or the next Raw. So make sure you guys tag me when he fucking shows up. Spirit the shit out of Seth Rollins. Is there any news if we see Elijah Holyfield or Bailey Humphrey on LFG? Elijah Holyfield is on there. He's dating Zena Sterling. Haven't heard any word on Bailey Humphrey though. Elijah Holyfield is part of the season 3 cast though. What's next for Nikita Lyons? Being a jobber. I'm just gonna drop it straight to you, buddy. She's just a jobber, but she's phenomenal in the ring. I don't know why. But there's no plans for her, but just to continue doing what she's doing. I can see Ren Sinclair winning that speed title though, off of Fallon Henley. One last thing for tonight to follow up on AJ Styles' question I asked earlier. Do you personally think he'll do a better job scouting than Regal and Boom? I mean, that's hard to say, you know. I mean, AJ Styles is phenomenal. I mean, he knows what to look for. So, I mean, is it a possibility? Yeah, but I mean, I think Regal's doing a great job as well. So, but I do expect AJ to anything he does, scouting talent-wise, to be phenomenal. So, how about Dana Luna versus Ariana Grace? Yep, that's another possibility. I love that. Like I said, she has 7. TNA has it to where that Knockouts division is so stacked. Obviously, I only covered 4 episodes, but there's a long list of people that can challenge Ariana Grace, and Dana Luna is definitely one of them. So, what's next for Carmen Petrovic? I thought she was winning the Evolve Championship, and she still possibly could. She did win a match on main event, but Skylar Ray was also on main event. I don't think she'd get caught up to the main roster, but you will see a push of to call the same for Carmen Petrovic. Here's my actually one last thing for tonight is the Usos versus Lucha Brothers to the plan for Mania, because I'm hearing Meltzer say Theory and Paul versus the Usos, which I do not. Yes, I said this earlier. They pivoted, because of Penta winning the Intercontinental Championship. They pivoted, so it will not be the Lucha Brothers against Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso. The planned match for WrestleMania is Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso defending the tag titles against Logan Paul and Austin Theory. So if Meltzer reported that, then he is correct. Which I'm sure he stole it from somebody because Meltzer's shit. So what is WWE doing with Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley? Absolutely nothing. I mean, the SmackDown tag team division is just terrible. I'm sure they're going to be involved. I feel like it's going to be a multi-tag. I think it's going to be a pre-show match. You can see them in that, but they're not winning any title anytime soon. What does Penta winning the title mean for Rey Fenix? It means that he's in deep shit. Until Penta drops that title, we're not going to see the Lucha Brothers reunite unless Phoenix is going to be like somebody that just comes out there and watches Penta's back, which could possibly happen if Judgment Day go after him. But we're not getting that. Was the plan? Fanatic, Lucha Brothers versus Usos, but with the injuries and Penta winning the Intercontinental Championship, they pivoted like they've been doing this whole part. We're all the way to Plan C. A few matches, Plan D. I mean, we're going into C, D, E, and F for WrestleMania this year with all these pivots. So it's so hard. But I'm telling you right now, watch out for Braun versus Seth, because deep down, my guy, usually pretty dead on. They're not talking about Braun on TV. Out of sight, out of mind. Let WWE love to do that. I still believe we get Seth and Braun in WrestleMania. Heard it here first on Scoop. Could we see ESPN air the first hour more PLEs over a linear network after Mania? I mean, you could. I mean, I believe they're going to end up having a draft at some point on ESPN. Like I've been telling you for the last 6 months. Like, you know, they were rumored to do it 3 separate times. They wanted to feel like the NFL, the MLB, ESPN, hockey. All of that, so it would make sense for them to do a draft. And yeah, I mean, you could possibly see more PLE. I think it's going to be like Big Four type PLE, whether it's the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, and Money in the Bank, maybe, which I'll be at. I'll be at Money in the Bank in New Orleans. So there probably won't be a recap show for that unless I do it from a hotel room or something, or my house, if I make it back in time. But I will be at Money in the Bank, so looking forward to that. I'm not going to WrestleMania 42. It's not happening. I'm not going to Vegas, so I'll be with you guys watching it, just like everybody else. All right, guys. Any other questions? I'm leaving it open for about 5 or 10 more minutes, because like I said, I would give you guys 45 minutes. So any other questions? Man, appreciate all the comments. Who goes against Miles Bourne at Stand and Deliver? Oh, that's tough. I asked. I haven't been told yet. But I don't know. I really don't. I think it could be Ricky Sanders. I don't hate coming to run to pay for him back again. I just don't know who's at that level right now. It's challenge. I really think Tony D is going to go after the NXT championship. I would say Tony D. So that's a really good question. I'll try to get the answer for that. But Miles Bourne is going past Stand and Deliver with the NXT North American Championship. He is about to be pushed to the moon. Which that's definitely about Corey's boyfriend. So I pretty much laid the WrestleMania card out for you guys tonight. I feel like Sky's going to win that gauntlet. I think Asuka maybe cost her. That'll set up Asuka, Kyrie eventually help WrestleMania. They've been teasing the Asuka last year. It never happened. So I think it happens to WrestleMania. Probably maybe either Io, Becky, and Roxanne. or just Io Roxanne. I don't think not Io. AJ, Roxanne, Becky, or because I've heard a lot of rumors about Becky and Jessica Carr, and I really just hope they don't do that shit. If they have been telling a story with that, so like, are they gonna pay the story off or what? Like, is the card gonna be stacked enough that Becky Lynch can just have a crazy match like that with Jessica Carr? We'll see, like a referee. I don't know. I think that'd be dumb if they do that, but who knows with WWE. But I don't think AJ Lee walks out of WrestleMania with that Intercontinental Championship. I do not, 100%. I do feel like Becky needs to be one of those people that goes back after, that gets going back after the main title, because she is on her last run. So Dom Finn over Brock, Seth Braun, Cody, Randy, Jacob, Drew, Sammy, Dragunov, Carmelo. I think there's going to be an Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Charlotte, Alexa, maybe Julia, Kiana, Nia, Lash, the Bella Twins, Bailey and Lyra. There's also a picture of Bailey and Lyra to win the tag titles too. So it's going to be Bailey and Lyra or the Bella Twins. I feel like it has to be the Bella Twins. Any other questions, guys? I'm almost an hour and a half in. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 10 of Sunday Night Scoot with the EVP. This shout out, obviously, first shout out to everyone from DWE, the Unseen Blinghausen of DWE podcast, one half of Talking Up Wrestling podcast, and the CEO, the head of the table, Miami Great. Some crazy shit went on today, so his ex is kind of out of commission for right now. Hopefully, it's back up running soon. So I am live on my YouTube, X, and on Talk It Up Podcast with X. So make sure you give Talk It Up Podcast, Miami, the Unseen Blinghausen, Dr. Greg, Lord Greg, all the follow on X. And make sure you give a subscription to Talk It Up Wrestling Podcast and everyone related with Gimmick Table Media as well. Shout out to Bobby, Wrestling Fanatic, as always. Shout out to my good buddy Wrestling RUS Podcast. Thank you guys so much for helping me get to 200 subscribers. I'm at 202 at the moment. And also thank you guys for helping me celebrate getting the Cody Rhodes spotlight today. Now I'm going after Charlotte Flair. I've been chasing her a lot longer than Cody. So I'll go to get that Charlotte Flair follow. And then after that, I will be going after JC Jane. Those are my favorites. So I got one. On to Charlotte now. Shout out to Bobby, as always. Believe that is it. That's on our podcast again. That's it, guys. All right. Let me get to all right, guys. So I'm gonna go to the outro. And I will be back to show you guys where you can find me on my socials and what I have coming up for you guys this coming week.
Wrestling has more than one royal family.
There are a lot of podcasts out there, but only one with this kind of energy.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps Prediction Sports. Let go, Show Recaps Prediction Sports.
In one podcast.
Welcome to EVP Show Recaps Prediction Sports. Let go.
All right, thank you to the 105 people that's tuned in to episode 10 on Sunday Night Scoot with the EVP. Obviously, as I said before, I will be doing a NXT 10 Deliver 2 weeks before Mania. I will be doing an NXT 10 Deliver prediction show Wednesday. I'm off. I have no stream, so I will be making a post for the NXT 10 Deliver prediction show. If you want to come on, if you've never been on, here's your chance to get on here and let your voice be heard. This is what it's all about. It's helping people grow, getting their voices heard in the community and on as a content creator. So you got to be looking forward to that post. As far as WrestleMania goes, I've had a ton of questions. I will do a recap as well as Stand and Deliver. So night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania is going to be combined into one prediction show. So I'll also be making a post on that, and I'll be keeping a list. I hope to have a stacked panel for both of those shows. But then I will be doing a night 1 and a night 2 recap of WrestleMania. So a lot going on that weekend, WrestleMania week. There's gonna be a lot going on. Starting April 26th at 11:30 p.m. Eastern, a new show will be coming on Sundays. It's gonna be doubleheader of Sundays. I won't stop. The only time that I will not do Sunday scoops will be WrestleMania Sunday. I will not be doing Sunday scoops that day. Because WrestleMania is that day and it starts around that time. So that's night 2 of WrestleMania. So I will not be doing Sunday scoop the weekend of WrestleMania. That'll be the only time. But starting April 26th, it'll be doubleheader Sunday. I'll be doing Sunday scoops at 6 p.m. Eastern, followed by LFG Season 3 recap starting April 26th at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. So as far as where you can find me on my socials, guys, it's scrolling across the bottom of the screen in blue. On X, you can find me EVPCJP. Instagram, also same handle at EVPCJP. On TikTok, at Brady the Goat 21. And it's not THE, it's DA at Brady DA Goat 21. And last but not least, most importantly, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. I'm at 202 subscribers, and we gotta truck this thing on, try to get me to 500. I've made my goal before WrestleMania, but I would love to be able to just keep growing. So if you aren't subscribed and you want to subscribe, make sure you guys hit that notification bell and that reminder bell. That way, you guys are knowing when I go live for each stream. Sorry, somebody talking in the background. So if you're not subscribed, all you have to do is go to that search bar and make sure you type in at the EVP Show. Please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you guys go back and watch the stream tonight, please spam the likes on the stream. All the likes and the comments that help put the stream, my channel, and everything in the algorithm, get fresh eyes and ears on the product. And the channel and everything that I say and the content that I put out is so much appreciated. Thank you guys so much for the 202 subscribers that I have, and all the thank you for the Cody Rhodes follow that I got today. What I have coming up next, I will be back tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern for your Raw recap. Tuesday night, I'm back again for your NXT recap at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. Wednesday will be my first day off in 16 days, 2 weeks and 2 days. I will have no streams on Wednesday, but I'm back Thursday night at 11:30 p.m. Eastern for your episode 4 of your TNA recap show. And then next Friday night, I'm back at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes contract signing for your SmackDown recap at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, I am off again. Make sure you guys tune in to either Talk It Up Wrestling or WWE Radio Saturday. Because I know I will be. Next Sunday, hit that reminder notification bell and join me back as we get closer to WrestleMania for Sunday night scoops with the EVP at 6 p.m. Eastern, episode number 11. So that is it, guys. That's the schedule for the week. 2 days off. And you guys also make sure to look out for the post on Wednesday for WrestleMania Stand and Deliver prediction shows. And please share this YouTube channel to your friends and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss any streams. Let's try to grow this channel as much as we possibly can. Thank you guys for tuning in to Sunday Night Scoops with the EVP. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday night and enjoy Raw tomorrow. And I'll see you guys at 11 p.m. Eastern for the Raw recap. I am the EVP of the EVP show. And yes, Cody, I know you follow me and you're one of my faves, but I am the Golden Boy. You're the Golden Boy of WWE, but I am the Golden Boy of DWE. And DWE is the place to be. Good night, everyone. Enjoy your Sunday, and I will see you guys tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern for your Raw recap.